event, the world beater, Chris Cyborg.
Well, Lansberg said she wants to go 5 rounds. She wants a bloody fight. The one thing you don't want to have to be when you're
facing Chris Cyborg is tough. You've got to move. You've got to use technique. That's the only way to beat a power puncher that fires the type of weapons the Cyborg uses. You got to be slick. And that's the only way to beat somebody like Chris Cyborg. She mixes it up well. She's got takedowns. She's got submissions. And she's extremely angry and devastating when you close that octagon door. She does not play. It's a different person. All this nice music and the smiles and the cross and everything that she's representing right now goes out the door when it shuts.
We don't hasn't had to lean on that grappling, of course. You see the average fight time over her last 6 fights, just north of a round, unbeaten dating to her rookie year back in 2005. And most people believe it is going to take a Herculean effort from somebody on their best night to stop this momentum.
Well, you know, Cyborg uses power so well, and she's able to keep these girls in a box by left hook, firing the uppercuts up the middle, firing the high kick. She keeps them in a box by firing these outside attacks, and then she's able to go right down the center line with brutal force and put you out.
So Chris Cyborg has entered the octagon. She is the Invicta FC featherweight world champion. 5-fight winning streak there with 5 knockouts. Former Strikeforce champion, making her 2nd UFC appearance tonight. And with that, our tail of the tape for the main event is sponsored by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Chris Cyborg, 31 years old. Lena Lansberg is 34. She makes her UFC debut. Cyborg 1 inch taller. This is a catch weight, 140 pounds. There is a 1 pound allowance. Cyborg will have a reach advantage of 2.5 inches. And now, one final time for the official introductions. Here's Bruce Buck.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening, sanctioned by the Brazilian Athletic Commission, Chairman Rafael Favetti. Our 3 judges scoring this contest in octagon side are Sal D'Amato, Guillermo Bravo, and Harrison Pontes. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Mario Yamasaki. And now, Senhoras y Senhores do Brasil, former Strikeforce world champion, Chris Cyborg!
I gave the instructions in the locker room. I want you guys to do a clean fight, follow my orders at all times, defend yourself at all times. If you want to touch, let's touch now, let's do this.
Lansberg wasn't going to be first on the touch of the gloves. We are ready to go. Luciana Andrade with us here for FS1 UFC Fight Night. This, the catchweight main event. Chris Cyborg and the plus 650 or so
Here we go, first round, you ready?
You
ready? Let's do this, come on.
We are underway. Cyborg is in black. The Swede, Lena Lansberg, is in white.
And now movement is going to be key for Lena. She has to be able to move because Cyborg comes hard in this first round. She has to try to stay away from as much damage she can here, and being up against the fence right away is probably not the ideal place for Lena early off. But she does like the elbows here, and she was prepared for it.
And she likes the clinch, right?
Correct. This is what she knew she was going to be. Her and her coach, Akira Karasani, know that they were going to be here up against the fence, so she is prepared for that, and she's going to be looking for elbows and knees from this, just like Cyborg does. The question is she strong enough to stay in these transitions with her?
Right. Cyborg getting those knees to the target. Adeptly here early. Lansberg, natural bantamweight, moving up. And Cyborg, the natural featherweight, moving down for this catchweight fight.
Now, right now, you see Lena's overhooking Cyborg. All she's doing is holding her and pulling Cyborg into her, which makes Cyborg even stronger and the devastating strikes even better. You can't overhook. You got to get underhooks in order to get off the fence. And every time you reach over the arms of Cyborg, she's going to win this battle. And Lena will stay here the in these battles.
So 90 seconds have expired. This fight has already gone longer than Chris Cyborg's UFC debut, which came earlier this year at UFC 198.
Lena likes to make an ugly fight, she says. She wants it to be grimy and dirty, but this does not benefit her to be overhooking Cyborg because there's no way for her to land any strikes while she's overhooking. She has to swim out, she has to pummel, and she has to get off the fence if she's going to have a chance here because Cyborg is too powerful in the pocket.
Cyborg getting the hands going for that combination. Much to the delight of this Brasilia crowd. Under 3 minutes to go, round one. Cyborg seems content to hang out in the clinch here.
Just look at the underhooks. Lena has not gotten one underhook, and what I mean by underhook is Cyborg's always under the armpits of Lena, and Lena is always over the top of Cyborg's shoulders. That being said, Cyborg has all the control and all the power here.
Couple big right hands are there for Cyborg. Now back to the knees, to the body.
It's called inside space is what Cyborg's controlling right now. By being on the inside of the arms and the underside of Lena's arms, she's able to do all the damage, keeping Lena posted up against the fence and also unable to fire anything herself.
Separation comes from Mario Yamasaki, and we talk so much about Chris Cyborg, her finishing instincts and how quickly, but not someone who forces the finish. Not afraid to see a second round.
She knows she's just got to keep adding up the damage and it'll pay off. And here she is in the clinch. Lena's looking to clinch as well. She likes the elbows. In all her fights, she ends up in these positions, but she's almost in a panic mode right now. This is the lack of experience. To grab Cyborg and go back to the position where you were just getting dominated just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, she might be lacking confidence at range.
And by holding on to her head like this, there's just no attack and there's no way for Lena to do any damage to Cyborg. Now Cyborg's able to get the takedown.
With authority, she drops Lansberg to the mat. Just over a minute to go, round one. Lansberg trying to control that right arm of Cyborg.
Still overhooks. And now she's going to give her back and get pounded out from the mouth.
Cyborg has Lansberg mounted. Lena trying to stay in the fight, Dom. Under a minute now to go in round one. Lansberg showing off her patented toughness. Will it be enough, though?
You see how Lansberg holding her legs together around Cyborg's leg? She's literally anchoring herself to the mat. If she unlocks her legs, she can stand right up. There it is. She stood up.
And it's greeted with a Cyborg knee. Cyborg going back to work here in the clinch. Under 30 seconds now to go in round one. Lansberg is busted up now. Stoppage may come here. Lansberg covering up. The knee is there. Will she survive to see a second round?
There's the blood. We knew that was coming. If you sit in the pocket and just go shot for shot with Cyborg, it's going to be rough. You got to use technique. You got to use fluid movement. You got to stay on the outside and keep Cyborg guessing. None of that has happened yet.
Vi tre djupa. Har vi tre djupa. Tre djupa. Slappnar vi av. Kommer vi ner. Skitbra, hon är trött. Hon är trött. Du har varit i de här förut. Du har varit i de här förut. Det har inte hon. Okay?
Really, this has been the fight. It's been small strikes, big strikes in the pocket, mixed up.
Chris Cyborg wisely advising her to not empty the tank. It is early, and if you bet Chris Cyborg by first round knockout time to rip up those tickets, Lena Lansberg has lasted longer than Cyborg's previous 4 opponents. Here's round 2.
And now she's moving. If she sticks to this, doesn't get backed up against the fence, she'll be a lot better off, but she has to strike, she has to throw, and she gets hit right off the bat. And it is hurting her now. All the kicks to the body. Wow, unleashing terror.
Cyborg pouring it on, and she does not discriminate, going to the head, then to the body.
Lina's showing her toughness. A lot of ladies are done after that onslaught. And she sticks in there.
Watch the fence.
Willing to stay in here and keep fighting. Cyborg's in complete comfort right now, though.
The referee has warned Cyborg several times about interlocking her fingers in the fence, and she's enjoying her job. Little smile there from Chris.
She's in complete control. She's putting the fight everywhere she wants. She hasn't been tested yet. And it's a matter of time. But all I know is Lina might have a plan. She says, I have to take the early damage. Maybe I'll just be tough for the first 2 or 3 rounds and be willing to let Cyborg punch herself out, wear herself out trying to finish me. I'm tougher than she thinks. That's about the only thing I can think of right now that she's trying to do. But this takedown and the damage that she's taking right now is going to be a lot to come back from.
They're now holding that Cyborg weight. We thought, yeah, if we had a 25-minute fight tonight, we could be staring at the fight of the year. A lot of fight in the dog, Lina Lansberg.
Well, she said she wanted to go 5, but this isn't the way to do it. You're taking so much damage. It's hard to go 5 rounds taking this much damage. You have to do something to Cyborg also.
Cyborg showing no signs of slowing down here. And Lansberg really bleeding out of that nose now. The elbow's raining down from Cyborg. So the elbow queen getting a taste of her own medicine here. Cyborg continues to apply pressure.
Looking like the end of the fight. Lina's not defending herself very well. She's just trying to get out of there without going to sleep right now. Covering up, trying not to get hit in that nose anymore. It's a lot of damage has been done to that nose of hers.
Mario Yamasaki giving Lina Lansberg every opportunity to stay in this fight. As Cyborg continues to work under 3 minutes now to go in round 2.
This is over.
Chris Cyborg yet again. Arguably the greatest female mixed martial artist continues to add to her legacy and still unstoppable.
There's no denying it. You cannot deny it. And Cyborg knows it. I'll just keep winning. I'll keep stacking up these wins. I'll just take my time, beat them up, they will fall, and you cannot deny me what I want. That is Cyborg's philosophy.
15th career win by knockout or TKO for Chris Cyborg. She didn't force it. And Lina Lansberg will be seeing out of that right eye only for the rest of tonight. A lot of heart, though, from the challenger, the Swede, tonight.
Lots of heart, went in there, wanted to test herself, definitely did that.
All right, let's get to the move of the fight, sponsored by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for $30 period.
Right off the bat, Lina gets hit with the right hand. Bam! That busted the nose of Lina, and after that, she didn't have much. When you get hit in the nose that hard, your eyes water up, you can't see, the ground and pound's just non-stop. She's just trying to cover up and protect that nose and that eye of hers, and this is the beginning of the end, that right hand, till the ground and pound is done with, and the ref stops it.
All right, what do you think will be the best move of the night? Tweet and let us know at #MetroMove, and tune into the FS1 UFC Fight Night post-fight show immediately following the main event for the winning move. Chris Cyborg shines bright tonight in Brasilia. We will talk to her and get to the official decision coming up next. This is UFC Fight Night. This is FS1. All smiles after another vintage performance tonight. One final time, we go to Bruce Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 29 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner by TKO, Chris Cyborg.